Okay, hold on. I'm looking for the air.
Me too. Delina.
Here we are.
Yes.
We are.
Yes.
You are?
Hello,
Okay.
hello,
Yes.
hello, 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 everybody. We are live. I am Delina. We have Anjanita Williams. We have Rasha
Hello,
Booker
hello,
here.
hello.
And we are
Hi,
the
everybody.
authors of a book called Revealing and Healing, Three Women's Stories of Survival. We want to thank you guys for joining us today. And we have some great stuff to share, some good content, some great conversation. We want you to engage with us. We want you to share this, invite people to join us live from your page, so we can just have a really good conversation, okay? Um, so to open up, I want to talk about how we first became to write the book. So I have known Rasha for a really long time. And our children are first cousins. And she has known Anjanita. We call her Angel. So if I slip up, that's why. We call her Angel
Yeah.
for a really long time. And one day she came to the both of us. I didn't know Angel. Angel didn't know me, but she's our mutual friend. And she came to us and she was like, wouldn't it be amazing if we could just write a book about our lives, because this is what we do. And Angel, I just tagged the pages. I didn't actually ask them to share because I got to talking. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll do
That's
it.
Um,
okay. I just did it.
Thank you. So that's how I met Angel, and we ended up writing, sharing a whole lot of deep stuff that we had gone through, because we realized that there was so many things that we had gone through, and even though Rosh were going through a lot of things at the same time, I didn't know some of the stuff she was struggling with. She didn't know some of the stuff I was struggling with, and the same thing with her and Angel. So we came together, we wrote a book because we were like, wow, there's so much healing to be done that has been done, and we just wanted to share our testimonies because we believe that you are giving a test so that you can share your testimony. So that was the reason for writing the book. And of course, with me, because I am a singer songwriter, everything that I do creatively, I also have to include music. So I did a soundtrack to the book, which has never been done before. And we used a lot of some of my musical friends. I'm on it. Um, there's a lot of indie artists on there, different genres. Erica Edmonds, she sang with Kirk Franklin. Mila, she has a single out with Anthony David now. Not to name drop, not to name, none of us were where we were then, where they are now. So it just shows the growth
Right.
and just the connection of a whole lot of us, and just trying to build together and help each other in our dreams and our goals and stuff like that. So
Right.
the proceeds from the CD are donated to women's shelters and children's shelters that deal with some of the issues that we deal with in the book. So we don't make any profit off of that. We're actually sold out of that, but we still do have book copies. Um, so yeah, I think I've talked long enough. Angel, I will let you take over from here.
Well, thank you, Jelena.
You're welcome.
I actually, like Delina said, I've been knowing Rasha for quite a while, and actually, Rasha and I also have a mutual friend. So this is a whole bunch of like interconnecting going on. And when she called me that hot day in June of 2008, I was pretty much just going through it. And I just said, oh my God, I can just write a book for all the stuff I go through. And she was like, well, I'm glad you kind of mentioned it because I have this idea. And so that's how it all came to be. And it started out with supposed to be five of us writing it, but it ended up with
Mm-hmm.
just us three. And I just kind of feel like that's how it was supposed to be. And that's how it was ordained to be. So, I must also say that writing, revealing and healing, and writing my part of it, really kind of made me open up a little bit more and made me face a lot of things that I had to face. And not only that, it kind of gave me confidence to do things I probably would have never thought to do. I'm definitely a different person than I was back in June. Was it June or July? June, I think, of 2008. So I have to say thank you for bringing me out, the both of you, because when we were writing it, yeah, they were not gonna let me falter at all. They were like, yeah, I would cry. I'm not doing this. You guys aren't making me. And they would say, okay, so your draft will be due on Sunday. Okay, so we'll talk to you later. Bye. And that's just pretty much how it went. But I'm thankful for these two ladies. I'm thankful, very, very thankful. And now it's Rasha's turn.
So, hey, I'm Rasha. As we were going through the book process and the writing process, that was fine. We were all on the same page. We would stay up all night till 4 o'clock in the morning. Angel and Delina had work in the morning. We all had kids. Delina had real little kids. Me and Angel had kids that were maybe in middle school. And these women are the only, I say this every time, I'm always say it, these crazy women are the only two women who I know who would stay up all night, not have any excuses. We would read each other's stuff. I went to Delina's house and she had a big old thick thing of my story with her edits like a teacher, okay, with like a teacher. So we became, Angel and Delina became friends from this process. And of course, I knew both of them. But inside, I think that I was not really revealing and I definitely was not healed. During one part of the process, I started to be problematic. Delina and I would get into it about different things, and Angel would have to be kind of like the middle person to try to keep the peace, which I think she's always been that in her life, all her life. So that's that, and there was a lot, a lot of drama going on with me and my personal life, and I just was, I don't know if it was jealousy or just being mean or what it was, and really just not being honest either. Because had I come to Angel and Delina and told them, hey, some things I don't know about, some things I'm kind of leery about, I don't know, I'm not sure. But instead of doing that, I literally just cut them completely off. And while we were promoting the book still, while the book was still hot, while it was still new, while we were doing, different shows and doing things. And Angel was doing a lot of work for different shows. And then I literally took that kind of like away from what Angel was doing because Angel was already contacting these shows. And then people were confused as if, well, you have a book, Three Women's Stories of Survival. Where is the other two women? And I wouldn't speak negatively about them, but still, I wasn't including them in what we were doing. And I have to say this before I forget. Alita Swift Reed is one of the reasons why we came back together. I'll let Delina go ahead with that part, but she was a person who came back together because I wanted to come back, but I was like, what are they going to do? Are they going to be mad at me? We got into some legal issues. My husband was involved. It was really bad. And let me just be honest. We couldn't afford, at the time we had 3 kids, 1 going to college. Well, 6 kids total, 2 going to college. And, my husband and I are a blended family, and we couldn't afford a lawyer. We had to make monthly payments for years. When I say years, I mean years. And it got really bad and kind of nasty and ugly. And I could have just come to them in the middle or on the front end and just said what it was. But instead, I chose to do things shady and backwards and hid things. And again, if it wasn't for Alita, I don't think I would have had the chance to have a relationship with the women again. I'm going to stop talking. I'm working on not talking so much.
I don't believe that. If y'all know Rasha.
You're going to see. Watch. You're going to see.
Yeah.
You're going to see.
Okay,
She
then.
gonna talk.
Okay. So.
She gonna talk.
She gonna talk. She gonna keep talking. So basically, we've talked about giving you a little bit of backstory, how we came to be, address the elephant in the room. We didn't discuss it. Angela and I did not discuss it on our end either because there were so many legal issues. And I try to be the type of person who not only says the right thing, but also does the right thing. So that was my struggle within that because I was like, all you had to do was say what you wanted to do, what you didn't want to do. Come to me. We can work out a resolution and move on. And then I was angry at myself because there were things going on her end that were dirty, and I had opportunity to do the same thing, and I was just like, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. That's not the person I wanted to be, even with the opportunity. When I tell you we had some great opportunities, and I was just like, I'm just going to sit.
Really
and then
nice
it would fester and fester and fester. So then I was even more angry at her because I couldn't let it go. And my husband and my friends, they were like, girl, let that go and keep doing. And I just couldn't. I could not do it. So it's been a long process, and I've already come a long way before writing the book because I used to be a fighter. Okay. So when stuff started breaking out, I was like, oh.
We both were.
Wait a minute. I'm on my way. I'm about to put my hands on her. And that would have gotten ugly. But the other side, the new evolved side, and I'm nowhere near perfect, was just like, it. And I guess God just had a way of his timing, his reasoning for everything and how everything went down. So we just gonna give it to him. But it was hard because, especially because of the topics that were in the book, we talked a lot about forgiving. So I had to forgive my father for molesting me. Some of my people didn't know that happened. Some of the people didn't know that was something I have dealt with my whole life. Angel had to deal with witnessing her father be domestically violent towards her mother. That developed a way she interacts with men. Rasha was being molested by her babysitter son. That affected her. And so the beauty of the story is, even with similar situations, all of us deal with things differently.
Right.
And so that just goes to show that there's no one answer, there's no right or wrong answer to how you get to the other side, as long as you get to the other side. And there's different ways, people have different ways of coping, and it's all because of how we're built, what is embedded in us, and our beliefs. It all is a melting pot of how we deal and cope and the resources that we have. So it was really hard for me because we talked about a book of revealing and healing, and here I was in a legal battle, so I couldn't reveal. I wasn't letting myself heal because I was like, no, she was wrong and she was wrong, and then she was making it seem like we were the ones who were at fault, and I'm like, well, what did I do? You know, like, I own up to myself, and I didn't even feel like I did anything. It wasn't until recently, and I'm talking recently, so we're on the front end of that whole forgiveness part and working through our issues. We've had some more conversations and everything like that, and every situation won't allow for that space, so that's not the message I'm trying to portray here.
Right.
But when you can have an open conversation, that's good to do. And even if you can't forgive and have a relationship with that person, forgive for yourself, because I was holding myself back. When I tell you I'm had some opportunities come my way and I just couldn't do creatively, I was stunted because I was so angry. And then I was mad at myself for being so angry that I couldn't be as creative as I've always been and embark on the opportunities that were coming to me. So if you can't forgive with the person, forgive for the person, for yourself, and for nobody else. I mean, and it's easier said than done. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but that's another hard lesson that I had to learn. And once and God had been talking to me, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
That's how me and him talk. And I was like, didn't you hear me say I was done with her? Because I'm quick, and I'm learning and evolving more and more every day. I'm quick to cut you out. Like, I was straight.
Cut you out.
And, like, sit you on a shelf somewhere. Easily. And I've done that my whole life. I didn't realize it till here recently. And I don't have no feel like, and I could have been over it, and not, but you will be out of my life. Like, I'm not even gonna mess with you no more like that. Like,
yeah,
I'm not even gonna let you in to pretend like we're gonna, nope, I'm a professional cutter offer. But I'm learning that that's not healthy, that's not healing, that's not real forgiveness, and that's not the right way to go about it. So as I know better, I'm trying to do better.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I listened to God enough to be like, all right, I'm going to get out my own way. Stop blocking my own blessings because I told you this is what I want. And you clearly telling me to do something else that goes against what I want, what I said I wanted. And I try to stick to my words. If I say I'm going to do something, then I'm going to do it. If I say I'm not going to do something, then I'm not going to do it.
Right.
So he was telling me to do something I said I wasn't going to do. And I was like, well,
you know me, God.
Why do you so now? I know why they say never say never, because these past few years I've done things that I said I would never, ever, ever, ever do, and it all had to do with forgiveness and the things that happen between us. When you look at the bigger picture of the things that I've been through, that's nothing. And so I'm like, why am I sitting here holding this big old grudge? And if I can get over this and this and this and this and this. That's like she stepped on my shoes. Like, okay.
Let me say something real quick because Angel's going to say how she felt, but I'm 40, y'all, and I forget everything. Real quick, if you are a person who is holding, if you have something that's so minute, like you said, like I couldn't talk to them. If you're a person who all it is a communication is needed, all you need to do is go to a person and talk before it gets that big, before it's an issue where they have to forgive. We want to talk to you directly because again, you see what's going on here. There are a million people who are not, you don't, can't forgive. I know somebody that's 80 something years old. The other person is 90. They have not talked since they were 16 over something very, very small. So that causes bitterness. We talk about how the older ladies will have this. I always talk about how the older ladies, they got this and their back is, what's wrong with them? Bitterness is literally in their body making them sick, and unforgiveness. So if it's something small, go to that person before you do something silly, before you argue, before you disconnect the friendship altogether. And what Delina said about her dream, when I heard about the fact that her dreams were stopped and stunted and she wasn't writing and she wasn't doing music stuff and she wasn't doing all those things, it broke my heart. And of course, I felt shame because I'm like, I'm the reason why this happened. But not really, because Delina allowed it to happen. Of course, I was still the, how do I want to say it, like the agent that started the process. So I'm sorry, go ahead, Angel. How did you feel about the
Okay.
situation?
Okay, so anybody knows me, they know I'm a pretty much laid back person. I'm pretty much now back in my younger day I used to raise a little bit of hell. Okay, maybe a lot of hell. But for
Yeah.
the most part, as an adult, I've been a pretty chill person. So when it happened to me, or when the whole situation went down, like my anger was instantly triggered, and I felt extremely aggressive. So my phrase was, when I see her, I'm slapping her to sleep. That's just all it is gonna be. That's it. There will be no words. There will be nothing she can't say. She can't say two words to me at this point. And I carried that anger around to the point where, I kid you not, I was in Big Lots one day and I saw a young lady who looked like her, and I kind of looked at her and kind of was like, "Is that her?" And like instantly, I started feeling all that anger and self-respect, but it wasn't her. But thank God it wasn't, because I could have still probably been in jail behind that, because that's how angry I was. And it wasn't just that I was angry; I was also very hurt,
Mhm.
because I'm a person who really doesn't trust, and I entrusted a lot into our friendship. I entrusted a lot into our book. I entrusted a lot into the things that we were doing, and this is all new territory for me, because for the first time really in my life, I stepped out and did something that I truly wanted to do. And the book was more for me than just us putting stories on paper. The book was actually the starting of my healing process. And I'm still, and it's a journey. Healing is a journey. And I learn something new about myself every single day. But the book started that for me. And for it to kind of get done and then drop, that was to the point where it really, it hurt really bad, and it kind of made me start looking at other people in different ways and other relationships in different ways. Because like with me, I'm the, if you do something to me, I'm kind of, you getting a side eye, and I'm kind of keeping you at a distance from me, And I thought I had forgiven, but the way that I thought I had forgiven is because I just didn't think about it. But every time I looked at my book cover, every time I listened to one of the songs that was on the soundtrack, every time Delia and I have a conversation, it came back, because I'm thinking, okay, we're still at here when we could be so much higher, but it got to get stunted. But I also say that things happen for a reason. So I feel like this is another part of that journey, that we're on, and it had to happen. And I'd rather it happen, while we were still on the incline and then stop, than for it all to be at the top and then it all come crumbling down.
Yeah.
So it was rough. It was a rough. It took a long time, and it was really really crazy. Is that I, the lead and I had a conversation, and she was like, "Well, it's probably time." And I was thinking, we were thinking the same thing. We were thinking the same thing. and trying to move forward, but it seems like we would get so to a point and then it just be like something is still not blocking us, and it's because we still held on to that anger and to that method of unforgiveness. You know. So when well, she was processing it, I was processing it too. And that's how we're able to actually come and be here and be able to talk and have these, because we've had conversations and things like that. And because of that particular period, we're able to come together at this point and discuss this publicly, for the first time. Because I know that some of the people who have followed us were probably like, what is really going on? It just kind of fell off a little bit. Like, what's going on? Well, there were some things that happened, and now we're coming together in a form of resolve so that we can do exactly what this book was supposed to do for others, as it has been a blessing to all of us.
Absolutely. You put it perfectly.
You want to respond? You can respond, Rasha.
The only thing, well, I wanted you to say, because it's kind of funny. Tell what happened when you were at one of your kids' basketball game or event, and you were on the bleacher. Yeah, remember? And you thought, go ahead. I don't want to say it because you tell it so good. Go ahead.
So my kids are all in sports. We sports family. We always on the stands, and my kids were running track, and those track meets are all day long. I live in Atlanta. It's hot to death, like 9,000 degrees. We've been sitting all day long, dipping in the coolers, eating, snacking, trying to stay cool. And all of a sudden, this skinny chick with long hair comes sit right in front of me. And from the side, she looked like Rasha. And so the backstory is, ever since the rift happened, Rasha has never stopped calling, texting, and email, like every week. And I'd be like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. And then she'd be like, I'm coming to Atlanta. I'm going to come out to you. Like, we were friends. And I'd be like,
instead of giving them time to heal and forgive, I was like forcing it. You're going to be my friend. You're going to
right. And I'm like, don't step foot at my door, because it's going to be, the older Lena will have no choice but to come out, because to me, that's a threat. Because we're not cool like that. You come to my door, it's going to be a threat, and I'm going to have to deal with you accordingly. Like, all this other niceties go out the window. Like, I'd have to just be a different kind of Christian for like 5-6 minutes. That's all it's going to take. So she sat in front of me, and the lady sat in front of me, and I'm like,
moment.
Side-eyeing, and my husband coaches, so he was out on the field. And he's just looking at me. He was like, you cool? And I'm trying to see if it's really her or not, because I was like, she would be the one to pop up and sit right in front of me and act like nothing happened. So now I'm like, okay, if I just snatch her hair right quick and bring her back. But then, like, I'm like, it's probably a weed and something. So I'm out crunk, and I'm making up all this stuff in my head. And I'm going. And so I text my husband. I was like, is that Rasha sitting in front of me? And he was like, no, that's not her. So then I got up and walked down and looked at her. I was like, oh, she don't even know. Like, she don't even know. She was almost fell out in bleachers, because I was just going to have to stop walking up on me, though.
The poor lady would have been like, what did I do? What did I do, ma'am?
Right.
What's wrong, ma'am? Did my kid push your kid in the track?
But you notice the correlation is that after it happened, I thought I saw her at a Big Lots and was ready to, like, slap to sleep.
Right.
And then Delina also thought she saw her somewhere else. So to me, that I think that was kind of like a God thing going on with that.
Yeah.
Because had we just acted on that impulse, we would have hurt some innocent people, D.
And it just proves that we weren't ready. And as a unit, we weren't ready. And after we end up, all three of us talking again, we learned some of the stuff that Rasha had been doing and going through and stuff. She wasn't ready. So none of us were ready to really address the elephant in the room or own up to whatever. None of us were really ready, and that just proved it. Now, although I wasn't at that time wasn't as mad at her as I was, because when it first happened, maybe for about 2 years, every day. But then we were in a legal battle too, so something I'm dealing with consistently every day, reliving, and it was just like, that thing wore me out. But when it was time, and the guy was like, email her. And I was like, no. Text her. I was like, no, because we be fighting. That's how we talk. And I was like, why you do me like this? Like, I don't really think that's cool. And he be like, Do it. No, you heard me. Do it. And stuff start happening. I'm like, okay, okay, okay. So I just get to texting because, obedience is better than sacrifice. So
Right.
I'm just gonna be good. And what really started breaking the non-communication is I was watching Escape, their
Mm-hmm.
their series that they had about them reconnecting and going on tour. When I tell you I was Candy Burst
Yes.
and Rasha was everybody else.
And I was watching it at the same time. And I knew Delina was watching it because we're both music folks. So I knew Delina was watching it. Escape was like our childhood 90s. So I knew she was watching it, but go ahead.
And that's when God had told me to call her, and I was like, I'm not ready to necessarily be friends or jump back in where we were. I just want to let you know I'm not mad like that no more. I'm actually okay. I do forgive you. Just seeing how hard it was for Candy. And like some people, like I saw on Facebook, people are like, Candy need to get over it. And I'm like, no, she don't. She need to hold that. She need to hold that. But I felt
When
exactly.
somebody betrays you, though.
Exactly. And for me, that is my hardest thing to forgive is
Yeah.
that betrayal because of my past.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who was closest to me, the people who were supposed to be there for me no matter what, protect me no matter what, those are the exact people who betrayed me.
Right.
And I have a lot of friends, but I don't have a lot of friends. So my friends are like my family. They are sometimes closer to me than my family.
Right.
And with me and Rasha, we were friends and family. And
Mm-hmm.
for this type of betrayal, which wasn't really that big, the offense wasn't that major.
Right.
Looking at the bigger picture, but it's the act. That's what got me. And I was just like, oh, cut you off, put you on the shelf, stop emailing me, stop texting. Because there was a couple of times I was about to go off on you via text and be like, if you don't stop texting me like I'm your friend, because you know what but I was just like, no,
Yeah.
be quiet.
Yeah.
Because old Delina has a mouth, and I know I will go straight for the kill.
Yeah.
And because I know her and I love her,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to trigger her or do anything that would harm her. Still, me trying to be the bigger person when I really wasn't the bigger person.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to do anything that would seriously hurt her. And it's good that we lived in different states, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really is. Won't he do it?
Me and Angel were super close though. When I was
Won't he
in Columbus,
will?
she was in Indianapolis. We were super close. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I can't remember. Oh, I'm old. What'd you just say? You just said
Talked
you
about
thought you
track.
saw me. No, Delina and me, we are a lot alike. So that's another reason we bump heads anyway. And that's a respectful way. Like we still love each other, but we bump heads anyway because we're a lot alike. And Delina has a mouth, and then I'm gonna have a mouth, and here we go. And Angel again is laid back until you mess with her and you get her upset. So another thing I realized was if I know Delina so well, I know how hard it is for her to trust people, which was another betrayal too. Now, during this time, after this, God was working on me. I'm telling y'all, I was a hot mess. Healing and revealing, no, I didn't heal nothing or reveal nothing. And I thought the book was going to the book is great. We wrote it. I'm going to be good because I saw Angel healing from it. Delina seemed like she was always strongest to me. So Delina always seemed like she always had it together to me because I felt like what her dad did was so unbelievable that I could have never, like I would have been in a straitjacket. So do you want to go into the next topic? Because it's kind of decent to start right here.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I was dealing with regular things, my own personality issues, and then the mental illness part. Now, don't get me wrong, mental illness is not an excuse for being a jerk, for betraying people, being an a-hole, none of that. I'm trying not to cuss. It's not. There's your person that you are, your own personality and what you do, and then there's mental illness, which you can't control or you think you can't. So during that time, not only was God working on me with being a good friend, what he wanted for my life, getting all the crap that I had and held on for so many years, because I was never a good friend. I was not a good friend. I don't think I was a good friend to anyone. So I was not. And then I didn't love myself at all, even with the book, even with all that, I still didn't love myself. And then the mental illness piece, I never managed it correctly. When I tell y'all, if anyone and y'all know I say this a million times if you know me, if anyone deals with mental illness, there are ways to manage it. You have to take your medicine. You have to work out, exercise, yoga. You have to pray, meditate. It's not like, oh, I can't do nothing. I don't know what to do. No, no, no. I learned there is a way to manage mental illness, but you have to do the work. Like what Lioness said, you have to do the work. You can't just think medicine alone is not going to help. Therapy alone is not going to help. You have to do all of it and put it all together. And it took me forever to do that. Then I also was a fake Christian too, because I had no faith. I'm going to tell y'all, I had no faith in God because I felt like I was mad at God because of stuff that happened to me when I was younger. So even when I went to church every Sunday, Bible study, singing in the choir, I didn't have no faith, none. So I had to learn all of that. Then see who I am. Look in the mirror. You are not a good friend. You are not a good wife. You are not a good Christian. Now, you got the mother thing down, but what are your children seeing from this situation? All of our kids were family. My kids were very close with Angels, Delenas. We had been around each other in each other's houses, all that. So what am I showing my daughters? So I had to do a total reload or I don't know what the word may be, rebirth, to be able to be prepared to be around them like I am now. And I'm still going through it, still learning, still trying to manage things, and still trying to work on being a better person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's great. Okay, so we said all that, gave you all the background, addressed the elephant in the room, woosah, inhaled, exhaled, na. Okay, so before we had even reconnected, we wanted to do some visual things with the book, just growing, because we're creative people, so that's what we want to do. So this is the first of several, I'll call them mini trailers, mini videos, whatever. So every Wednesday, you can join us here every Wednesday at this time on this page. You can share it, whatever, now or after we're done. But join us again next Wednesday. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share a video. This is the first. So this is Rain's story. Okay. Rasha hasn't seen it yet because I don't even know if I like her like that to be showing her the video ahead of time. She got to see it with everybody else.
Rain is gonna be a bunch of drama and starting a bunch of mess.
You get to see it with everybody else.
I might be driving the petty bus, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with driving the petty bus.
Yeah.
I'm on the petty bus with you. I'm just saying.
Beep, beep, on the petty bus.
I'll take it.
But I actually wanted to see her face watching it. That's really the bigger thing of it. So I've been playing with this app. This is a new app. This is our first time using it. So I believe that there may be a little bit of jaggedness with I don't even know if that's the real word I want to use.
Lag.
So if it is, I'm still going to post it by itself afterwards, so you'll still be able to see it and share it and all that. And
please give us comments. Please leave your comments below. We will be interacting. So if you guys put comments down and you watch the video later, we'll be in and out of the comments to react, to go back and forth and have a conversation too.
Absolutely. And we, as we do this every Wednesday, we might try to invite other people to come on and speak about some of the same topics and stuff like that too. This is just our introduction, so we wanted to get familiar with what was going on and everything. We appreciate everybody for joining us. Let me look. I had to pull out my iPad so I can look and see who was here.
Let's see.
Wait, I got scared.
Go ahead, I'm sorry. And healing. Welcome to the rebirth, because that's what it is. Because especially in today's climate, there's a lot of stuff that's going on, and a lot of things that need to be revealed, and a lot of things that need to be healed. So I believe this is the perfect time. I believe this is ordained by God for us to do. And I just want to say to my girls, my sisters, I love y'all.
I love y'all too, because y'all are the only crazy people who would do this. And I saw your niece in the comments. I'm scared of her. I remember her. Your niece, Maya. Yeah, man. She was
afraid that baby.
I was like, oh man. She
just like me. So if it was going down, she was gonna be with me.
She would have been in the stands at the track meet.
I'm trying to tell you.
I know. I remember her.
But okay, so we're gonna call this the Revealing and Healing series, because it's a series of videos we're going to do. And also, I just want to address real quick, as far as my experience for forgiveness, it's hardest to take the first step. It's like taking off a Band-Aid. And then after I was open to it, took off the Band-Aid, it got easier and easier. It ain't easy, but it became easier and easier and easier, because after you rip that initial, all right, let's talk about it, let's do this or whatever. It's becoming easier. So I wanted to address that. So I'm going to share this video. We want to hear your comments. I was trying to address people. Jackie, Angel, Maya, Tiana, Courtney, Uncle Sonny,
Hey, everybody.
Larry, Mel, Ray, Jackie, Lisa, Mary. We got everybody on here. I just want to say, hey, everybody. I can't read all of y'all because it's too many. That's a good thing. Sleepy Slacker Step. I see you, girl. Hey, Deetra. I see you, girl.
Deetra, she always has our back. Deetra always has our back. Always.
She shows up.
She talks about the book all the time.
Yeah.
She tells everybody about it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Deetra.
So we are Lioness Visions. Our website is lionessvisions.net. What else I want to say? The book is called Revealing and Healing, 3 Women's Stories of Survival. You can get it from our website, or you can go to Amazon and get it via ebook or paperback. Whatever you like.
Right.
We're going to show this video, and then I'll post it up on my page, on all the pages, so that you can see it as well.
Yeah.
And we'll probably just come back and address it after we watch the video, just to see. We'll just see what Rasha thinks, because I'm a little bit excited about this going on here. You know, it's my first time producing something like this. And, you know, I was like, okay, Delina, okay, I see you, girl. I was, you know, sometimes you just got to, you know, encourage yourself.
Encourage yourself. Pat yourself on the back, girl.
That's right.
So I'm going to share this here video. Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what happened. I can't see Angel, but this is what happened. I got together a lot of my youth from church, some of their friends, from some kids from some of the surrounding schools. So shout out to Golden United Methodist Church, Douglasville, Georgia. Dr. Gregory Williams, senior pastor. He was just like, he blessed the project, and he was like, go on ahead, girl, do what you want. So I want to thank Deliver Vessels, Chandra Southern, B&B Fish and Wings. Like, there was so many people who just came in and just helped make this possible. Coy Hackett. Oh, man, Coy Hackett. He just had his 40,000th birthday. You know, he's like the oldest person in the world. Coy. And everything.
Delina is always making fun of somebody's age, y'all. How Delina gonna tell y'all she's 25? And how is she gonna be younger than her? She gonna be younger than her son pretty soon.
Yes. And
how is that possible, y'all?
As my husband would say, what the problem is?
What the?
Okay.
I'm so excited. This already looks like a movie. I am super hyped right now.
Okay, so this is the video. This is Rain's trailer. This is Rain's story. So I'll post it up just in case it's some laughs in it. But here we go.
Enjoy.
Y'all did that.
There's the music that goes along with that. I didn't hear the music come through.
I didn't even need to hear the music.
Delina's gonna repost the video. Yeah, the music. And you know what song she used, Rasha?
Ow, right?
Ow.
That's the one. I've never been speechless.
No, you haven't.
I can't. When she was in that corner, the emotions coming for her was exact depression. Oh my gosh. I love it, y'all. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't want to
Glad you love
cry
it.
on here because I'm always a crier.
You can cry. I mean, it is
Can I?
what
I want
it is.
to. I want to see the other ones. So you already have the other ones with
It's
you and
okay.
Angel. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that production quality and everything.
I'm glad you like it. I was, even though I wasn't your friend yet, I was
You
still
did
trying to
that.
do you some justice.
You did that thing.
Um,
You
I
did
w-
it.
Shout out to Keisha Turner, Creations by Key, for doing makeup. Like,
Mhm.
she came in there, made all the people feel like superstars.
Wow.
There's so many people I need to thank, but I just can't. I
I
can't
mean,
thank
look at
everybody.
that group that you got together. You know how sometimes and we can go off video in a minute because I don't want to, but think about how when people do stuff, they'll have like 4 people looking like they're a big group. That look like that's school, that's a party, that's the
Hmm.
basketball game. Like,
My friend
man,
just texted me, said that you have her in tears over your reactions. I'm telling you, it's okay
oh
to
my
cry.
gosh, y'all. When I saw that girl in the corner, I
Yeah.
was done. Like, that is
Carlay
it.
did an awesome. I
Good
had
job.
no
Awesome
expectations,
job.
and when I tell you, all of the kids, all of the youth, I don't want to call them kids.
Right.
Say my expectation was here, them jokers went here, and they were like,
They were up. They were
they wanted to
leveled
do
up.
more, and it gave us an
Yeah.
opportunity. Me and my husband Coy, he's over the youth ministry and everything. All of us, we were able to just sit and engage them and talk to them about some of the hard stuff and
Yeah.
prepare them for stuff that they didn't know about, or help them deal with some stuff about boyfriend, girlfriend, relationship,
Yeah.
not having a father, not having good mother. Like, we were able to engage them while we were doing a fun production, and it was just
Yeah.
like, I was just like, wow, this,
It was amazing.
it was amazing. It was
I'm about
so,
to
Just
watch it right
watching
now
so
the
again.
amazing.
videos,
Yes.
I'm about to
Yes.
watch it
watching the
again.
videos come through every day. It was like I was just like, oh my god, these are the kids. I mean, the youth were they were fantastic, and the casting was
Casting.
so on point.
And the
Yeah.
fact that you
It
producing
was
Delina,
amazing.
like, that's already something Angel's good at. So once you and Delina put y'all's heads together, I mean, the sky's the limit on
Well,
that.
you got to think about it. We had to start forgiving to unblock that.
To
Well,
get
I
that,
had to
that,
Yeah.
start forgiving to
yeah,
unblock it, because that was
yeah,
something I didn't know. I had never done, but just like writing a book, I had never written a book. I had never
right,
put a CD together. There was a lot of things I never did, but he just
yeah,
went ahead and I started being open.
yeah,
You didn't know it, but he
right,
started unblocking stuff and bringing stuff out of me, and I was like, okay. Then when I was seeing, I'm like,
yeah. I
okay.
just have one more thing to say, and I'm not saying nothing else. I want to say this is making me, oh my gosh. So I want to say during the time that we weren't together, I found out a lot of things through other people, and I never got a chance to say anything to you guys. Even we've had conversations, y'all, and I still haven't. And I want to say congratulations for Delina graduated from college during the time that we didn't see each other. Angel started doing, listen, y'all, Angel was so quiet. She wouldn't talk to nobody. Like, if we was going somewhere, she'd be like, Rasha, Rasha, Rasha. Angel is speaking to people. Interviewed, what's her name? Because I want to mess it up. Essence. The
Susan
Essence
Taylor.
lady. To Susan Taylor,
Susan L. Taylor.
Stephen
She was
Perry,
on OWN,
Iyanla, on.
on one of the Fatherless Daughters episode, sitting there
The
talking with
the
Oprah
Father's
and
Daughters
Ayana.
episode on Oprah's Life class.
Yeah.
I just want to tell y'all
It was
congratulations on
Iyanla.
everything.
Stephen
On
Perry.
everything.
Talk to Stephen
Yeah,
Perry.
yeah,
Yeah, and I
yeah.
actually got to interview Stephen Perry when he was here with Susan Taylor, so that was fantastic. And this is real hood right now, but my earring just came out. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But
It
and he was
happens.
fantastic.
Yeah,
He was fabulous. Like doing but that's kind of like the direction that these are going in. Like, I mean, I still have my kind of like issues, like
yeah,
with going up and actually starting conversations, but I'll come out a little bit out of that shell.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think the person who I have to give that to, like me writing the book and remember the poetry show, the distinguished underrated poets.
Yes.
Shout out to Robin, shout out to Michael, shout out to Antoine, shout out to
Hmm.
Mahogany and Devin and whoever else was on. I forget whoever else was on there with us, but me doing that show and hosting that show,
Yeah,
was pretty much the beginning of that. Of me coming out of that shell and kind of doing
yeah,
it. I still get a little nervous, but I'm starting to get better about it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
She's
thank
been
you. I
hosting
appreciate that.
workshops. Angel's been doing it all.
Angel is back in school. You're ready to get her master's, correct?
Last semester.
Yeah, Yeah. So
Yes.
I just want to say congratulations to both of y'all. And even when we wasn't talking, when I was hearing this, I was like, you messed up, Rasha. You can't even talk to them. You can't even go to graduations. You can't go see Angel. I mean, I saw Angel graduate with her bachelor's. I was there. And I was like, now I can't, I'm not even able to experience these moments. And I've said this over and over again. Thank you for forgiving me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to say that I'm sorry and not stalk y'all and text y'all every day, but to say it in a way where you would accept it. I can't stand Delina. I'm trying to be serious. In a way that you guys would accept it. Thank you for forgiving me. Thank you for giving me another chance. And thank you for letting me in your lives again, because I know how hard that is. That's how I'm done.
Thank y'all for watching. I'm going to
Thank
post, as
you.
soon as we hang up from here, I'm going to post it again. I'm getting text messages saying that the sound didn't come through all the way. So I'm going to post it again by itself. Please comment. Let us know what you think. I really want to know what you think. Good, bad, indifferent. Share it. All that good jazz. And we will see you again next week. Same time, Wednesday. This time zone is killing me, though, y'all, because you... 7, 8 Central.
Why am I in Texas and I'm only 1 hour from Indianapolis? I mean, the time zone in Indy and Atlanta. But that 1 hour will throw you
It's jacking
off.
me up. It's jacking me up. Because I was like, what time did we start? I was here like 2 hours early just because. And I was just like, I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. So
yeah.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, everybody who watched, everybody who shared, everybody who helped in the production. If I forgot your name, it is not because I forgot.
Right.
It's just I didn't have time and I'm on adrenaline rush right now. So thank you, everybody. We will see you guys again this time next week.